Hey, and welcome to this recipe tutorial where I'll be showing you how to make rapid fried rice. Now, this recipe is from the Yes to Healthy Eating recipe library collection called Real Food 15, which means you are able to make a meal in 15 minutes or less. So I'm really excited to show this to you because who doesn't need a healthy and delicious quick recipe here and there, or all the time? For a long period of time, I was making a Chinese style fried rice, and even though it tasted really good, I always felt like something was missing. And glory to God, I found a combination that makes the flavor just burst with umami goodness. And that combination is using ginger, garlic, having the chicken be seasoned with white pepper, and also adding in a little bit of chicken stock cubes. So this is my go-to combination to make a delicious fried rice. Because it's a rapid form, in this recipe I used ginger powder instead of taking time to cut up the ginger, and instead of cutting up and mincing fresh garlic, I used the olive oil that was already pre-infused with garlic. So saving time but not cutting on flavor. Another tip that makes making this meal much quicker on time is choosing chicken breast that has already been sliced so that you can just go ahead and cut it up into little pieces. What I normally do is use chicken thigh fillets, but because I always want to take time removing the fat and making sure it's as lean as possible, this does add minutes to the preparation time. So if you are really short on time, just get chicken that is already prepared. Maybe it will already be in small pieces that you can season and put straight into your dish, but in my local supermarket, in strips is kind of the smallest size that they sell it, and so I just chop it up into smaller pieces and I'm ready to season. The other tip that makes this recipe very short on time is, if you can see on the behind the pot, there is some whole grain brown rice. Now this is straight from a microwave packet. Yes, straight from a microwave packet. And I was really pleased with this particular one because normally I will get whole grain Basmati rice, or if it's, in the past, if I bought a microwave sachet, it would be whole grain Basmati rice, but this was just your standard grain. It was super cheap and it was delicious in this meal. I've heard that one of the recipe tips with Oriental cooking when they're making a fried rice is to always use rice that is a day old, that's been set in the fridge. So there we are, we're getting it authentically and we are still saving on time. One thing to look out for is if you are using pre-sashayed mixed frozen vegetables like I used in this recipe, ensure that the quantity is 160 grams, because other brands have a smaller quantity per bag, typically 135 grams, and following a Yes to Healthy Eating recipe means you're getting the right quantity of nutrients. These recipes are nutritionally optimized. So even if you don't have a pre-sashayed microwave sachet, if you're weighing it out, 160 grams is the vegetable portion that I'd recommend for this recipe. You could go ahead and eat that rapid fried rice on its own, but personally, I love adding a little bit of egg to it. It makes it look good, taste good, and if you really wanted to, you could sort of push the rice to the side and cook the egg in the same pot, but I personally prefer doing it separately. Only takes a few minutes. Have some egg if you can. It's just lightly seasoned with some salt, some olive oil, scrambled up and added to the rice. All done. You're ready to eat. It is so delicious. Highly recommend that you give this a go. It's only 15 minutes, okay? So if you're short on time, you can still eat really well in 15 minutes or less. I hope that you guys enjoyed this recipe tutorial. Happy cooking!